All right, fight fans, welcome to another edition of the No Standard 8 Boxer Talk. I'm your host, the Bronx Barber, and today I got a special guest with me. You may know him. He's out of Texas, not other, boasting a 7-0 record with 6 KOs, the one and only Floyd Schofield, also known as Kid Austin. What's up, champ? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. And alongside him, I got Big Floyd, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I got the father-son combo. As a matter of fact, y'all my first father-son combo interview. So I really appreciate y'all coming on my show today.
Anytime.
Good. So listen, we're going to talk about your career a little bit. We're going to talk about your amateur career, your highlights, maybe some things you got going on in the future, kind of get everybody at New York Fights to get to know you. Okay, because I watched you. I seen your videos, and boy, you're a bad boy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're a bad boy. Pop, you doing a good job with the young man.
Oh, thanks. Y'all didn't see nothing yet.
Uh-oh. The best is yet to come?
Yeah, he did. He just warming up in the rings. Y'all haven't even seen him fight yet.
Yeah. Okay. So is it okay if I say Big Floyd, Little Floyd?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Little Floyd, tell me a little something about yourself. Tell the fans at NewYorkFights.com. You got a big following. You got 71,000 Instagram followers. I'm pretty sure you got a lot more on all the social media apps. You got a big following. But for those that may not know you, because there's some casuals out there, let them know what you're about, who you are, where you come from, and what you're about.
Oh, I'm the greatest boxer of all time. I'm 19 years old, 7-0 with 6 knockouts, like you said, and I just eat, sleep, breathe boxing.
Hey, and it shows because you got an impressive amateur record. You got a lot of allocations in amateurs. Talk to us a little bit about your amateur career.
See, you're gonna have to answer that because I don't
Okay.
know about the amateurs.
He won National Golden Gloves, most outstanding boxer in the Golden Gloves, numerous.
Yeah.
Over 200 amateur fights. 18 losses. Like he been boxing since he was 8, traveling, boxing for the United States, and it is what it is. And now he's 19 years old and he's a professional.
God almighty, 19, man. Dad, I can't remember when I was 19.
And only prospect right now that this is first year. He's about to complete it with 8 fights. He's 8 and with 7 knockouts and 2 titles. We're gonna have that WBC's the NABF title. We fight for that October 22nd. He's already the Texas champion. So we gonna keep moving up. Watch the second year. It's gonna be
okay. That's what's up. So, champ, tell me a little bit about your training routine. How do you get prepared to fight 8 times in 1 year? It got to take a toll on the body, right? How do you stay physically fit and then transition to the mental aspect of the game for me?
Just, after each fight, you never let yourself get carried away, with your eating or not training for weeks or about months. And just staying in shape and recovery. I'm starting to learn more about recovery each day and how important it is. So I just, always stay in the gym. I get probably like 3 days off maybe, but then I'm right back in the gym dieting and, just focusing on boxing for as long as I need to.
Dad, do you bring in some experts to help him as far as diet and recovery go, or is that all you?
No, Davies Entertainment is a great company. They supply all of that, nutritionists, the people that help you recover. So we're in a good spot. All I got to do is worry about the technical stuff, showing him about boxing. That's all I got to do, and they got the rest covered. Speaking
of the technical stuff, your son is an outstanding boxer phenom, in my opinion. I saw some video on him. I saw some clip on him. What I like about him is that, man, he is an expert at applying the fundamentals of boxing, okay? And he is crisp. When he delivers punches, he delivers them textbook perfect. And with that being said, he does not waste any punches. Like, when he throws a punch, it means something, okay? How were you able to ingrain that in him? How is it as when you are fighting yourself? What is your experience as far as incorporated that kind of tightness, that kind of what I should say, perfect application to the boxing fundamentals?
I learned from old school trainers. Like I was a second generation boxer. but I blew my chances as a pro. So he's a third generation. And so we know the science of boxing, to hit and not get hit. And we know that boxing is the only sport that you really could die. Like when you go in that ring, you got to be mentally prepared to die in that ring. So knowing that it's not a game in there, that's why he's so sharp and not going to waste it. He's going to make it count, you know, because he has a job in there to stop that opponent before that opponent stop him.
Absolutely. I want to talk with you for a little bit because it seems that you guys got a really tight bond. I've also seen some other videos of you guys. You guys have like every father-son duo. You guys have a great relationship. Big Floyd, tell me, when was the time that you saw, you know what, this kid's a fighter? At what age did you know that he had the mental and physical capacity to compete as a boxer?
I think I always knew it because I was a boxing coach and he grew up in a playpen in the boxing gym because I have custody of him. So he was boxing gyms and boxing just always been his life. So I watched him hit punching bags while he run around in dirty diapers. And he just was always telling me, Dad, I'm the greatest boxer of all time. Since like 3-4 years old, his words was that. So I'm just going along with the journey and he's living up to what he manifested for himself. So I think I've always seen it.
Absolutely. Both of you, I talked about the bond that you guys share is evident in the videos, that father-son kind of bond that you have. Obviously, there's love there, but there's also a friendship there. Okay. And you mentioned when you took custody of him, there's an interesting backstory with you two guys. Okay. This is a question for both of you. Tell us a little bit about that backstory and your journey that got you to this point.
Well, the backstory is just his mother wasn't ready for kids. So she gave him to the grandmother and I ended up getting him and getting full custody. And the system isn't set up for, you know, brown men with kids. Like they not used to that. So asking for assistance at that time, I couldn't get it. So we was homeless and we just grinded up. You know, I knew how to box. I was taught that. And I knew that that's one thing he could always make money on, whether he was an instructor or a fighter. And so that's what I was set out to teach him. And he exceeded it.
Absolutely. And I take it that prior to you taking on the role of mom and dad, you were in the music business.
Yeah.
How does music play into what you teach him?
In the music industry, I was an A&R. So I would discover artists and develop them. So for him, it's easy to develop him as a household name because I was trained to make artists compete with other labels' artists. So having him compete to these champions is nothing. But fighting is a whole nother thing, though. I mean, you can't compare the music industry to boxing because boxing is a lifestyle. You have to live it. Like you can't turn it off. Everything from your eating to your sleeping regimen to even your breathing techniques, everything in boxing has to work and got to be in sync. And you just got to live it.
Little Floyd, speaking of that regiment, that boxer lifestyle, you've been doing this since you were 8 years old. You're 19 now. Most 19-year-olds out there, they try to, you know, be in the mix, be with the ladies and do this and do that, be on PlayStation. I don't know. I don't play video games, so I don't know which one we're on. They might be on PlayStation 10, and I wouldn't know. Okay. But talk to us about that lifestyle. What is it that you feel you may be missing out on as a young boxer that just turned professional at 19? Or do you feel like you're missing out on anything?
You know, as a kid, you know, it felt like you was missing out on some stuff because, you know, you're still a kid, like when I was about 9, 10. But as you get older, you know, I realized I made the choice to get in it. And like, I wasn't in a school or anything. So I knew I wasn't going to really do nothing with school. So it was either, you know, be a nobody or be somebody. And the only way I was going to be somebody is through boxing. So then I grew up and I learned to, like, you know, love boxing. And, you know, I don't miss out on anything, I feel, because like after my fights, sometimes, you know, I can still do stuff that normal teenagers do. I'm just not into the going out, partying, No, I probably play video games and eat. That's about it. But you know, that's enjoyable to me. So that's my, you know, fun part when I'm not boxing.
That's right. And you know what? All the great champions follow that same regimen because they know what it takes to be great. And you're well on your way to achieve that. How much of your experience did you live through at such a young age, those hardships, play into who you are as a fighter?
Can you repeat that question?
How much of the hardships you went through early, being homeless with your dad, seeing him struggle, you know, getting to that point, how much of that plays in the ring? How much of that plays into who you are and your personality as a fighter?
Everything, because you know that just makes me, you know, feel like I don't want to go back to that, and I want my dad to go back to that because you know he did all that, and for me to just, you know, mess it up because I want to mess around in the ring or, you know, not focus 100%, you know, it wouldn't be very smart. So, you know, I just take that into the ring, and plus I know I have a family to provide for, um, and it just, you know, motivates me even more, you know.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I also noticed when you fight, you have the ability to go from southpaw to orthodox. Is that something that comes to you naturally or something you work on?
My dad told me that a long time ago. People used to tell him like you shouldn't teach him how to fight both stances, but like look at me now, like I can switch without even like sometimes I don't even know I switch.
With
And
ease, brother. With ease. You know why I like that you said that? Because the fluidity happens so fast.
yeah,
It was almost as you were comfortable in both stances. Dad, you know that's taboo. You know this.
Yeah,
Why did you go that route with him?
because it's like having weapons in your bag. I wanted him to have the most weapons. So he learned all 5 styles of boxing in both stances, all the zones, and all the defenses. So he understands when he's fighting somebody the counter style to what they trying to do. So it's a lot easier for him. And everybody have a weakness. You just have to figure out what stance and what style is their weakness.
Yeah.
he actually tricked me into fighting southpaw because I remember I was getting frustrated when he was first teaching me. I was about like 9, 10 years old. Then he told me you were born left-handed. And then ever since then I was like, oh yeah, I got it.
Hey, good. Hey, I like that. Good stuff, Dad. So, I, like I said, I like to think, you know, that I have an eye for scoping out talent, you know, and I also have like a crystal ball. So my fight predictions usually come to. So when I say somebody got a, you know, got a bright future in boxing, I don't say that lightly. So what I saw is that you, like you said, that, and like you said, you have the ability to apply a lot of different tools from your tool bag. Okay, you got a snappy jab, you're calculated. When you throw punches, you make sure you land them. And what I like about you is your ability to slide in and out, man. Kind of like when Michael Jackson does that moonwalk, man. That's why I asked. That's why I asked Dad if music had to do something with it because it almost flow. It almost looks like you're flowing. So like you got some earbuds in your ear, man. You move in, you slide to the left, you slide to the right, you duck. You know, how did that come to be? What is your rhythm? You know, what is it that makes you you?
He wouldn't know.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know. See, when he was little, I used to have him watching his little cartoons like Sesame Street.
I remember that.
Yeah.
He'd be in his stance with his hands up, and he used to have to keep up to the music on Sesame Street and things like that. So
Oh,
trained for a little kid. He learned his feet first before he even learned how to throw a punch. He spent like a year and a half, 2 years as a little kid just learning feet and moves and combinations and switches. So by the time he learned how to throw a punch, the feet was so easy, it came along with it.
yeah. So it's embedded in him because muscle memory. Subconsciously, he just moves because you put that in him at a young age, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So man, that's good. So now that you're 19 years old, you got 7 pro fights under your belt, 6 knockouts. I'm gonna keep saying it. 7 pro fights under your belt, 6 knockouts. You start to develop your identity. If you had to describe yourself as a fighter or compare yourself to a legend, who would that be?
Kid
Good
Austin.
question. What?
Kid Austin. Nah, but who do you think?
You asked me.
Because I don't really.
The thing is, if I had to compare him to anybody, they're looking at Sugar Ray Robinson, but with a way better defense mixed with Hagler. Because I studied how Sugar Ray Robinson could knock people out even going backwards, and how Hagler could switch up, and the speed of Sugar Ray Leonard, and Durant hand controlling the arms on the inside. So he was programmed because he was always home, because he was homeschooled. So he was always programmed classic fighting. So in his brain, you're seeing all the greats mixed in there. And what you're seeing now, his frontal cortex ain't even developed. So he don't have logical thinking till he's 24. And that's a scientific fact. So y'all seeing just pure talent. Y'all haven't even seen what he got yet. So yet he have not really fought. He have not fought yet.
You're blowing my mind right now.
I'm telling you,
So,
yeah.
hold on a second. You mean to tell me that he's homeschooled?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you homeschool him?
Yes.
So you homeschool him.
Yes.
You train him how to dance. You train him how to fight.
And I programmed him to be the greatest boxer of all time.
It's a program. It's like putting software on a computer to get it to do something.
Correct.
Wow. So that's why you move in a kind of subconscious kind of matter, right? It just comes naturally to you.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
amazing. That's amazing. So tell us about this fight you got coming up October 22nd.
It's for a WBC and ABF title. Little step up of a fighter, and I'm gonna win. So
Man, you're a smooth brother. You know that, right?
And I want to win.
Man, you're a smooth brother. You know what? I'm the greatest of all time. It's for WBC and ABF, and I won't win.
I'm gonna tell you something funny. Floyd sparred all the champions right now. He sparred Shakur, and he learned a lot from all of them, from Devin, from Robert Easton. Nobody came out and said he's not. None of the champions that sparred him, that it was hard for them to touch him, where he hurt Devin in the second round. None of them came out and said he's not.
Hey,
So,
Dad, you're a great coach. You're a great father. But I'm a good interviewer. You can't steal my thunder. You know I was going to get to that, right?
I know. So I figured I'd throw it on out there.
So why did y'all feel the need? Oh, I shouldn't say the need, but why did you feel like you had to respond to Devin's dad's video? That came out 6 months ago, that video. Why did you feel like you had to do that? Because it seems to me like you guys are quiet professionals, like my special forces buddies, man. Y'all move in stealth. Y'all let y'all work talk about you. Why did you feel you needed to make a video like that?
Because I was just backing up what he said. He said as Curtis, because he was lying. And that's our brand. And for one brand, one company to come and attack another company and brand, and it's fictitious, some people would have sued them in court, but we not that type. So I just came out and proved that what he was saying was a lie, because you're not going to crap on our brand. And the weirdest thing is, we didn't understand why he did that anyway. We had the same friends. Like, we got the same people in the same camps. It's like, yo, you could call me if you got a problem with us. Why lie on my son?
Yeah, I was about to ask both of you that. So you get in the ring, you spar with the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and some other champions. You obviously fellowship and spend some time with the dads. How does those relationships get rocky? When one son's getting the better of the other, or how does that go about? And that's your question. And when Dad finished answering about the relationship with the other dads, I know sparring is to learn, but how quickly does it get heated in the ring?
It doesn't get heated at all, because sparring is practice. If you get knocked down in sparring, you get knocked down. You get stopped. It's practice to show you what you got to work on. And I mean, don't get me wrong. If somebody get heated, I'm not gonna get heated back, by talking and none of that. I'm gonna just, end it. But I would never get heated with somebody who's on a higher level than me. As far as being a champion, because they can teach me some stuff. So it's never, no heated sparring. I always keep it humble. But if they do want to get heated, then we can. I mean, it ain't no problem.
And when you rock Devin, because we're gonna say you rocked him.
I got to answer that question too, because my part was in there too.
Oh yeah.
Now for the father, I was already heated. And number one, when I go in there, my son in the ring, your son is y'all our enemy. You're trying to kill my son. You're trying to hurt my son. So that's the way we view it. But we still go in there humble. He wasn't even a pro yet. He was about to have his first pro fight when he went in there with these champions. They set it on 5-minute rounds. They turned the heat up. He was fresh off the plane. They didn't even give him a day to get his body ready for Vegas.
I heard that.
Dinner. So they threw him in there and he did his part. And so it was good. I got to see what I had on hand. So I figured I'd take him to the next camp. And they just as humble, everything else. And seeing Shakur, wasn't really touching him at all. So it just showed us that he was special. And I think that gave him the confidence to know if I could deal with these people that y'all call champions and I haven't even tried, this is easy. And that's what helped him with his.
No, it shows, man. That's why I ask, because sometimes as parents, man, we get it happened to us at the amateur level. You fellowship with some of these parents, your kids get in the ring, and it gets heated. So I was wondering how it happened to pro level. But when you rock Devin at the sparring section, we're gonna say it, he got rocked. Okay. What did that do for you as far as your confidence and your personality? And did you feel any animosity from Devin because you rocked him? Or did he say, you know what, you got that?
No, it was just, I called him. I got you. So, it didn't really give me no confidence because at that time, my confidence was already built. So it just gave me closure. Like, I can hang in there with these champions. So, I knew I was going to catch him with a hard shot. Come on now. I ain't going to say nothing bad about the man, but keep his hands low at times. So I knew I was going to catch him, but, it was just regular sparring with me. It was just like, okay, on to the next.
Gotcha. All right. So Dad?
Yes.
7 fights. It is not unlikely for fighters to start fighting for championships in under 20 fights, under 15 fights. It's been done. Leon Spinks did it in 7. Lomachenko did it in 3. All right, and other greats have done it. What's your crystal ball tell you? How soon can your son be fighting for a world title?
It's tricky now. You know how it is in this day and time, because back when I was young, you could work your way up to number 2, number 1, and get your title shot. Now these people pick and choose, so you got to wait till a sanctioning body mandate them to fight you. So I say 1.5 years with all the politics involved. But we collecting all the other ones. We collecting everything else. He's gonna have his continental, intercontinental, everything. So he's collecting all his belts. Because when we say undisputed, we getting all the belts in the division.
And do you keep on? Are you to keep him on that steady pace of 8 fights a year, or you gonna start to peel that back a little bit?
I would like to keep him 8 fights a year, but we can't because he's gonna be in some movies, major movies coming out next year. So we're gonna possibly only do 4 fights to give him time for the acting also. Okay,
what can you talk about the projects, or is that wait? You'll wait for it to come out.
I can tell you it's 2 major projects.
You've seen it before, but you can't say it out loud.
But yeah, and so you can't guess nothing, but it's a major project.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, he got a good role.
Oh, good stuff. Well, congratulations, young man. Listen, you got star power written all over you, man. You can fight. You're a good-looking guy. You're articulate. You're charismatic. Your dad is well involved, and you did a great job raising a young man. And this duo right here, I see a lot of bright things for y'all in the future, man. So, I really do, and I appreciate you guys coming on my show. So, what is the last word? First to Little Floyd. What's the last word you want to get the fans out there? What do you want to tell them about? Wait, hold on 1 second. It is fight week.
Yes.
It is fight week. I gotta get some predictions. First, Little Floyd. Who gonna win this Saturday? Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder?
I got Fury.
You got Fury? Okay, Dad, who you got?
I got Wilder, and I got Fury going to the hospital.
Really?
Really.
Okay. You want to expound on that a little bit?
I got
You want to expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, I just think Wilder had too much time to train and mentally meditate for this fight because the fight is really mostly mental. And I really think Fury, from his excuses, trying so bad not to get this fight, and even how he acted in the press conference, he looked like he got nervous energy. And if you go in there nervous and make one mistake because you questioning yourself against somebody with that much power in their right hand, you might really get hurt. And especially Wilder is trying to kill him in there.
Yeah.
So
Do you believe what Malik Scott is selling? Do you believe that he's transformed Wilder? Or you think the same Wilder gonna show up?
Same Wilder gonna show up as
But
soon as he get hit.
what I think from a coach's standpoint, I think Wilder seen something in his trainer that he's seen in Fury. So by training with him, he learned how to fight that style of fighter, somebody that could bounce and move, like Fury bounce and move. So could his trainer. So I think that's what he was working on. So
Gotcha.
I think that was a smart choice for him because he can't stand flat-footed in front of Fury. He's gonna have to box in some sense to set up that right. So is Fury really ready for that Wilder? Because he didn't fight that Wilder yet. So that's my prediction.
Second prediction is coming up in 2 weeks. You've been in the ring with him. Stevenson Herring. Who wins that fight?
Stevenson.
Stevenson got that one?
He's a big Stevenson fan anyway.
Yeah.
So Stevenson been supporting him since he was little. So
since I was like 11.
Yeah, so he's gonna always choose Stevenson.
Okay, Dad, what you think?
I know both of them, so I'm neutral in that one.
Okay, gotcha. All right, I'm neutral in that one too because I think they're both great fighters, and it all depends on who's gonna bring the A game that night. All right, so back to the last question. Last word for the fans. Young Floyd, what you got? What you want to tell the fans in the regions of NewYorkFights.com?
Just keep watching and keep supporting. Yeah, love you guys.
Gotcha. And where can they stream? Is this fight going to be streamed, or where can they watch October 22nd for those that are not living in that area?
Instagram link will be in his Instagram, kid_Austin1, and it will lead to the where they can watch it.
Sounds good. Dad, any final words for the fans at NewYorkFights.com?
Yeah, you can't play boxing. So for y'all young fighters, y'all gotta get focused in there because y'all could die in that ring. Take it serious if y'all gonna do it and believe in yourself, even when people tell y'all not to believe.
Got it. All right, fight fans, there you have it. Father and son duo, the Floyd Schofields, Kid Austin.
Wait, hold up. One more thing.
The
thing is, we want to fight Chris Colbert. Let's put that out there, Chris Colbert. Let's get a fight going on. Talk to Al.
Okay.
After this fight, he's gonna be 8. Chris Colbert got 16. We'll step up to the challenge to fight him at 16, and I guarantee we'll stop him within 8 rounds. So
all right, there you have it. Chris Colbert, if you're listening, you've been called out, man. So after this young man fight, October 22nd, take this challenge, and if you do, you're gonna get knocked out at 8. All right.
So I will get the WBA Continental.
Yeah, we'll get his belt. Oh, yeah, we'll fight for his belt.
You're gonna fight for his belt. There you have it. You got the father and son duo, the Floyd Schofields, Kid Austin, fighting October 22nd, 7-0, 6 KOs, self-proclaimed greatest of all time. A lot of stuff going on with this young man. The future's bright. Dad, you've done a good job. Peace out.
Peace out.